Welcome to District 99 Lunchtime Live. This is our monthly check-in with the community, your opportunity to see what's going on. We always record these and post them, so if you can't tune in at noon, you can watch at any point at your convenience. So hopefully you'll tune in throughout the year and keep up to date at what's going on in District 99. What we're going to cover today is just what these are about, the information that we've been leading the year off with a welcome back, master facility plan, and our updates on the pedestrian safety work that we're doing. Last week we welcomed back our teachers on Wednesday, our entire staff on Wednesday, and then our students came back on Friday and then kicked off a first full week this year, and a lot of activity going on around the schools, and it's great to have everyone here for another exciting school year. Last Wednesday when staff came back, we did some of the normal stuff we do at the start of every school year. So our staff recognitions, then legal and compliance training that comes in. Our lead attorney that represents the district comes in and talks about what's going on in schools. We also talked a little bit about our ALICE training and then our equity inclusion work. So the kickoff and welcome was welcoming back people with Milestone Awards, our 5, 10, 15, and so on awards, all the way up to a 35-year recognition this year. Then we went into the presentation by our legal counsel and talked about 5 areas that they're seeing concerns in schools across the nation. So we went through these topics. Professional communication, student record disclosure, boundary issues, bullying and hazing, and then we talked a little bit about school safety as well inside of that. Then we went on to talk about district mission, and we really focused on 4 key terms in our district mission. This really highlights the work that we're doing in District 99. Caring, challenging, lifelong learners, and all, focused on all of our students being successful while they're here with us. And when we talk about all, we talk about our equity work, which was just recognized by the Illinois State Board of Education for an award for the work that we're doing in there with our staff. And this year this work will pick up with our students, with the leadership group as well, but it's really focused on defining the culture around our students and making sure that our students are accepted and they are not giving up who they are when they come into our schools, that we start with what their needs are first. We went into a conversation about how our goals impact our work. Our goals are posted on the website. They were approved at this month's board meeting and really focus on 4 different domains. Really the experience of our students, the experience of our staff, of our family and community, and then our environmental, that's kind of the facilities, the budget, those kinds of things, and then future experience. What are our long-range goals? What are we working on? Where are we going? So those things are posted up there for you to see and look at what our work will entail over the course of the 1920 school year. Something big going on in our district that's been going on for a while is the master facility plan, and if you go to our website, you can click on that link at the top where it says Master Facility Plan, and from there you can be up to date on everything that's going on. You can see timelines, images, those kinds of things, and you can even sign up for Facility Friday, which is your weekly update on how the facilities are progressing, and you can even go back and look at past issues and see where we've come from. One of the big things that's always a concern with a project this large is the budget, and we provided a budget update for our board this last week. And one of the key things about that budget update is that we're on time, we're on budget for the whole project. So looks like we're having trouble with lights. Yeah.
Provide all the slides.
All the slides will be posted. So if you want to go back through this is more to keep me on track, but we'll post the slides so that people can see it. So hopefully we're messing with the lighting in here a little bit, and hopefully that's helping. But really the key takeaway from this slide, we're on budget. After we're about 40% through the project right now and through the bidding and everything else. So that trend line is right where we expect it to be. Just to provide an update, reminder, we had a groundbreaking ceremony at the end of May for North High, and the projects that we were hoping to get accomplished over the summer that we did was a new main entrance and working on accessibility there and a secured vestibule. We renovated our building services area, including our loading dock, and making that a safer entrance for our students and for our deliveries. Brand new state-of-the-art radio TV classroom that will be the envy of schools everywhere. Our multi-needs classrooms, you'll see that's a theme on both sides of town that we addressed some of our students with the greatest challenges, making sure that their classrooms were ready for them and for our teachers that work with them in those spaces. And then we renovated 5 classrooms at North this summer. Just some pictures. You can see, maybe, you can see our front entrance. You can see all these on the website, and we'll post the pictures. But new front entrance, better accessibility. We cleaned up some concrete work. We also connected the south side of our building to that main entrance. There was actually a break in the sidewalk there that we've now connected. So it makes it so that anybody can get into the buildings from any side. Our secured vestibules are in place with a check-in transaction window where we actually buzz visitors in after we make sure that they're supposed to be there for a purpose. And then once they're on the other side, our security staff greets them and escorts them through the building. So this was a huge security upgrade that we were looking to do as part of this project. The back side of the building is the new loading dock. This whole area is under construction for the next year, but our new custodial maintenance group area is now in place and where the old white gym was, and then we've torn down the old custodial maintenance group area to build the new gym. So that's underway. Over the next year, a lot of that work's going to be done. So we have the gym going in place. Over the next school year and through next summer, a whole bunch of work is going to be done at North High. The new gym, as we're talking about, with an athletic loft above it, a new kitchen for food service, a new service area outside of that, a new cafeteria and meeting area inside of that. We'll have all kinds of renovations going on next summer on the southeast corner of the building, with more than 15 classrooms totally gutted and renovated in some high curricular spaces like ceramics, jewelry, science, engineering, child development. A whole big part of the wing will be redone next summer there. So at North High, a lot of the construction this year was isolated in one corner of the building. Students are coming back and all they really see probably is that front entrance is different. Next year will be a much different story. North High is going to change a lot over the next year. Just to review the construction phase program, we started on the west side of the building and we're moving east over the 3 years of the project. So next year we're going to really focus in on the middle of the building and the southeast corner, and then the final year we move into the commons, which is the courtyard and the area around it. Also next summer we work on the library as well. Moving over to the other side of town, South High, this year you can see a lot of changes at South High, especially around the main entrance and that secure vestibule. The whole front of South High has changed. So is the back with the turf field that's in place. We've also created an administrative suite so we could get our counselors and our deans and our administrators all in one location to help support students. We've also upgraded our culinary arts labs, and once again on this side of town, our life skills classrooms. So the whole front of the building has changed. Marty the Mustang got relocated to the front of the building. Landscaping went in yesterday. We're still putting the final touches on at South High, but our students are here and they're able to get in safely. And this will continue to develop over the next couple of weeks. And probably around homecoming, everything will be done around the front of school and we'll be ready for that big event. Culinary arts labs are completely modernized and have aspects of both home and industrial kitchens in them, so we can prepare students for different routes that they're in. They're set up so the teachers can put together demonstrations and stream it, and students can follow on the screens above them. They're amazing spaces. If you're ever walking the hall at South High, you can even just walk down the hall and peek in. You'll be really impressed by those spaces. Our kids are really excited about what we've done there. If you've driven down 63rd Street, you've probably seen the new turf field in place. First practices started up on Monday. Our soccer team was out there using it. This is going to be a great space for PE during the day, activities and athletics after school, and we expect our community will be using this space as well, just like they do over at North High. Then at South High this year, it kind of trades. Last year you didn't see a ton of work at North High. It's not real visible. Next year at South High, it kind of has the same feel. We add this addition. It's right behind that turf field on Dunham. And that's really the work that you're going to see. You're going to see that come up over the course of this school year. They'll close it up sometime before the snow comes in, depending on where that is in Chicago. And then they'll work inside of that. And then next school year, this will be open and ready to go. And it has a fine arts suite on the first floor and a STEM suite on the second floor. What we'll start then working on is the commons and the auditorium. That work will start next summer, but it won't be available for a whole nother year after that. So this is a lot of work going on at South High that will take a longer duration. We ensure that at both campuses that student safety is a top concern while this construction is going on. And we also do background checks of all of our contractors that come in, and they're identified and labeled and have badges. So while this work is going on, we're making sure that our students, our staff, our visitors are all safe on our campuses. So the South High plan really is more popcorny. You're bouncing around over the course. So we did this stuff in yellow here this last summer. Next year, it's kind of hard to see because it's light blue and dark blue, but that's kind of intentional because phase C here, the first part and the second part of C kind of just all blend together. Phase B, which is the stuff that's going to take place over the course of this year and through next summer, is this wing up here. So at the end of the next couple of years, we're going to have brand new high schools in place. Our kids are really excited to come back and see these spaces. So is our staff. Hopefully you'll have an opportunity to come by and see or drive by and see the changes. But we're going to have tours available at both schools during homecoming week. Another thing we've been working real hard over the summer on is our pedestrian safety. So we've sent out messages about this to the community, or to our whole school community. Information is up on our website, so you can follow that as well. But really, we've been working very collaboratively with the Village of Downers Grove for several months now to look at just pedestrian safety and safety in general around both schools. As a result of those conversations, we did some immediate changes that we could do, and we're looking at additional long-term changes that we'll talk about how the community can be involved in those in a second. But we want to make sure that there was, quick, easy things that we could do before students came back to start the year were in place. So we hired a traffic safety consultant that's looking at the long-range work and will help us work through this. But as part of those conversations, they led to these other changes. Well, some of them. The village reduced the speed limit on Main Street down to 25 miles an hour from Ogden, south of the high school, and then designated the space directly in front of the school as a school zone, where the speed limit's now 20 miles per hour there. High schools in Illinois don't have to be designated school zones near them. So we're looking for where we can do that appropriately around our high schools. At South High, we've learned that it was actually a resident that petitioned the county and the village to put in a light and a crosswalk at 63rd Street. We understand that this is underway. We hope to see it in place in the spring, but we understand there's challenges with this as well. But as soon as possible, we hope to see that show up. And then we're also discussing other changes around South High and especially on Dunham. What can we do there to increase safety? At both schools, there's some other changes that you can see take place. Pedestrian stickers on the sidewalks near intersections, just reminding somebody as they approach a crosswalk to be aware, to look out, to look up, look away from their phones, make sure that they're paying attention. You also, if you drive through the neighborhoods, you'll see some of these other things. Speed feedback displays so that people know how fast they're going, they're reminded. And message boards that remind everybody, hey, we're back in school, pay attention. We also emailed out some safety information on 8/19 about this. Now we know that all of these aren't going to stop all accidents from happening, but what we're trying to do is just keep working to get better, little steps along the way, and hope that the things are better and safer for people in our community. We're never going to stop every accident from happening, and we don't even know which accidents we stopped from happening, but we hope we're putting forth a good faith effort to just make things better, and hopefully in doing so we prevent future accidents from happening. In those brochures that went out are some things that we know about school safety and just pedestrian safety in general. The biggest takeaway from all of this is slow down. The slower cars are moving around pedestrians, the safer things are for our kids. So especially around our schools, our partner elementary schools, if you're ever in those spaces, if you could slow down, that'll make sure that we increase safety in those spaces. But you can also be part of this process about the long-term changes that we want to make around pedestrian safety. We have meetings going on the same night, September 5th, both sides of town. The North High one will start at 6:30, the South High will start at 7, and that's so that I can actually make it to the start of each one and kick them off. So we'll start at North High at 6:30. I'll kind of get that going and turn it over to the team that's there. And then I'm going to head over to South High, help kick off that meeting. And then similar experiences will happen where we will have our safety consultants share what we've learned so far, some ideas we have, and then listen to your ideas about ways to improve safety around our schools. In the meantime, if you want to get started on that, you can go to our website, and at the scrolling bar at the top, you'll see information about our pedestrian safety work. And on there is an interactive map where you can click on areas around the community, and you can leave a little note about areas that need to be looked at or ideas you have. And the consultants are going to take all of those ideas and collate them together and make a list. They'll add that list to the ongoing list that the village and the district have been working on collaboratively, where we've taken all the ideas that have come in over the last few months and put them together. And then from this work, we'll turn it over to these experts in pedestrian safety and traffic safety, and they're going to make some recommendations back to the district and to the village about things that we could do and what is the most effective things that we can do moving forward. And then we'll consider those and act on the appropriate things from that work. So at this point, always, if you're new to the Facebook Live, this is how it works. I'll go through presentations. Sometimes they're a little longer, sometimes they're a little shorter. This one's actually a little longer because it's the start of the year. And at this point, we always turn it over for questions. However, you can always reach out with your questions through the website. There's a form you can fill out. You could email me at hthiele@csd99.org. There's a directory on our website so you can find us. Or you could always email communications@csd99.org. So a lot of different ways that you can get a hold of us and ask your questions, but I always like to give an open mic here and take them as they come. So it looks like Jill might have a question. So what do we have?
So this year, has District 99 updated or revised their annual staff and student training on grooming, harassment, and abuse?
Yeah, we do it every year, and every year it gets updated based on best practices and those kinds of recommendations. So this year, as our lead attorney presented to the staff, it was on those topics as well as others, but it's always updated based on best practice. We also have updated communications that go out to our families, students, and staff around that topic and other topics around a safe environment. And our board is actually reviewing that statement to modify our board policy to include that non-discrimination statement and expectation of a safe environment statement that's been an administrative statement to be a board policy, so to make it at the actual law of the school district. So every year we get better in this area, as we do in a lot of areas. So an area that we continue to work on and look to improve in. Any others?
District 99 is unique in that aspect.
Yeah, that statement is a unique statement for District 99 that we wrote in combination with our attorneys, representatives that have worked at the Office of Civil Rights, best practice documents in education, So yeah, it's unique. I don't think a lot of districts have that kind of a statement that's out there.
That looks like the end of the questions that we've received.
All right, as I said, you can always reach out and get in touch with us if you'd like to. Thank you for tuning in, whether it's now or in the future, and have a great school year.